So I would like to make a very short introduction. Some of you have been following our seminars from the beginning. Some of you are new. So as you know, the participants are organized actually in two families. The one is the Internationale family, and another one is Global Narrator family. So why we decided to start this project of Glossary of Common Knowledge? Actually, that was a proposal of three curators, Bojana, Jesus Carrillo, and me. Unfortunately, Jesus, since he stopped working for Reina, he's not with us, but I think he's interested to continue, and hopefully he will join us at least at the last seminar, and I hope he will also contribute to the book, which is like our final destination, our final goal. So we really want to produce the glossary as in a physical form. Although the web platform that Ida actually developed, it's very important, and it follows the process. And as you can see, actually you can read everything about the glossary in this notebook, so there is not really need. So when you are bored, you can hopefully you are not going to be, but in case you are, at the end of the notebook you have all the basic information on the glossary, on the idea of the glossary. Of course, we started the glossary because we wanted to build an alternative glossary, something that nobody has done until today. So this is the ambition of all people involved in different glossaries. I think WIT in Transit in Prague produced, I think WIT, it was last year that you published extremely interesting glossary, which also wanted to be like an alternative to all existing glossaries. So the basic question is why the glossaries are so interesting today. And already, you know, the frame of the glossary, the Internationale, how we pronounce, at the beginning in our confederation, we decided that each of us pronounces Internationale on our own local way. So I do it in a Slovene way, like Internationale. So the very fact that this is the confederation of 6 institutions, and that it has been going on from the 2010 on, and there is a big wish to continue. So there is of course a big need to translate, you know, among us already. So we should have started with the glossary already in 2010 at the beginning to understand each other, but that would be totally wrong idea. I think that you know, the glossary should be, as we conceived it, it's actually glossary in becoming. It's something that we are building together. And it is not only about the terms, it is not only about the final results. Doesn't matter where the terms come from, either from Europe or Latin America or Africa. So it is not about including different knowledges, different terminologies, as it would be the goal of, I think that today the hegemonic institutions are in this, you know, way of including. So our idea is different. So our idea is to be different exactly through the process, through the building the things together and understanding and explaining and translating parallelly the ideas, the terms from our own localities. So we conceived the 6 referential fields, and the referential fields are about, you know, the topics actually that we consider are of a common interest in international space. So when you read the names of the terms, you can immediately recognize that they are really the topics. So historicization, subjectivization, geopolitics, constituencies, the common, other institutionalities. So all of the referential fields are of the strong interest of the art world today, and not only of the art world, but I would say also of everybody, also, you know, so-called enemies. So it is also something, you know, it is also the vocabulary that immediately got incorporated also in the dominant networks, in the dominant ways of production. So it is not only about the words, not at all. So common is something used in the new capital industry, and you know how they are collaborating and how they are friendly. All this positive energy is present everywhere. So it's not about that. It is something that, again, we need to understand in our conversations. So we are like the collective. We are already the commons, the collective of the collective editorial board. So although there are two families, but still, you know, it is about how we are building the glossary together. And exactly from this reason, the web platform is there, that we can, after the seminar, we can always correct our own terms. We can always relate to other colleagues' terms. And this is until the end, actually, when we have the book. So we don't know exactly how we are working on the book. It is very actually demanding task, and we need to. So especially at the last seminar, we need to really focus more on the book already, and with the Internationale family participants, we need to start talking about it, how it can be totally different than all existing books until today. So I don't know, I would not take more time, as I started already with the problem of time we have. So before passing the word to Bojana, I would like to thank, of course, all of you who come after our introduction. I would also ask all of you to introduce yourself very briefly. So I would like to thank Bojana, Ida, Andrea, Adela for, you know, make this seminar possible. And yeah, if I forgot something, I will add later. We have 2 days. So Bojana.
Okay. Hello. Yeah, good. Welcome, everybody. Hello, good morning. Super nice that you are here. And as Zdenka basically told a lot of things, I'll be very, very short. I would only like to say how we decided, or our dilemmas, while we were discussing the referential field, the commons. First of all, we thought maybe go more into this Snegerian Marxist term, commonwealth, and then we decided for this more broader concept of the commons. But in any case, we think it's important also to add two dimensions to this concept of the commons, and one is the dimension of the communal. The communal is the concept by Walter Mignolo, and this communal is actually decoloniality, which is conceptualizing beyond the common. So communal would be in, I think, also what many of you are dealing with in your proposals, dealing with different kind of knowledge such as living experience, knowledge of the body, our geopolitical experience, and also communal includes a variety of spaces like rock that Aigul will be talking about, and also knowledge from the people from the psychiatric institutions like Pancho will be talking about, and the subaltern, minor groups, migrants, etc. So this is one perspective that also adds to the referential field of the commons, and the other is constituent power of the common, and that's something that Carlos will address more specifically in your term. So this add to it a political dimension. So that's basically it from me. I would just like to show one image. It's a very interesting image that I did in, that I took this photo in F11, Ida, you said. That I took it, oh, Ida, please help me. I'm sorry, it will take 2 seconds to get it. Well, this is the image, and it's the work by Dan Perjovski. It was at the recent exhibition in Belgrade that Vit was one of the curators. And when Zdenka was saying, also the commons were taken by this capitalist predatory practices, I think we also need to take into consideration to recuperate the word, the concept, the meaning of the commons, the fight for the word itself. And it's like Dan Perjovski, the way he put it, I think it's quite interesting. So that's in short, in brief from me, and I think Ida will say some things about yes, about your further obligation, if I might call this that.
Hello, everybody. I will be much more practical, as I was writing to you already via mails about the practical things, and I'm very glad that you all managed to send your draft, so everyone has the idea what the next 2 days will be about and what everyone will talk about. So the initial idea about the sending of drafts, the proposing of terms, and then preferably throughout these discussions also changing a bit the perspective of the term that one has proposed, or maybe even change the term, is that this narration of particular spoken from the particular localities would be visible also in the development of the text, meaning that all your drafts are already published online, and then it is in a way expected from you that you would write a longer version of this term, given that you have the experience of this 2 days of seminars and contact with other narrators, and preferably also giving like some new ideas in how to approach a particular term. If someone is speaking from one locality, maybe another person has throughout these discussions another view, and you would add something to that. So on the webpage as well as on the book, in the book, we would like this development to be shown through the contexts with certain terms and concepts. And this how we would show the different languages, how the different terms are used in different cultural contexts. So from the practical point of view, we would like to ask you after your presentations and after this seminar to send a longer version of the text. Then also those who are not strictly theoretical or who have some cultural references that could be visualized, we would like you, if you have the permissions, to send some visual materials to be shown with your text. And then the last stage, which wasn't fully enacted so far, but it would be really valuable for the book if you could also take the time and make short so-called associative terms or short comments on terms used by other narrators. And that doesn't mean just the headline, the title terms, but also some minor terms that might be noticed in the text of other narrators. Of course, this takes more energy from you, but I think it might give like this really added value to the reading of the text, that where this multi-voiced narration would be heard through the text. So this is basically from the practicalities. Thank you.